Greetings, chat. Welcome back to the Other Worlds, part 11. What may or may not be the finale. Probably the finale, as the game was hinting at, you know, don't go on unless you want to finish the game. So, that's what we're going to do. We're going to go on and finish this Let's Play, I'm pretty sure, at least. Because I want to move on for at least the next 2 or 3 days, doing something else on Twitch that I'm going to upload a video. You'll have seen this video. It's like going to be a 2-minute long video, like... By the time this episode comes out, you'll have seen it, like, a week and a half ago, probably. But, I think the game crashed because I was tabbed out for like 20 minutes. I went downstairs and stole some candy. Got into the iced coffee. I couldn't upgrade this gun anymore, but I've also noticed that if you look at its stats, I'm also breaking a box of Popeye candy sticks right now. Like, literally breaking it open because I can't open it. That fucking idiot. I should probably upgrade my companions one more time. Okay. Oh my god, so they can just second wind? Holy shit. My companions are so good, they just stand back up. They just fuck off and stand back up. That's what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna equip that to everyone. I feel like I leveled up just enough to finish this game. Like, the idea was to get to about the level I'm at. I don't know what the max level even is. I'm actually not sure. It might be 30, or if there even is a max. There probably isn't a max. Probably some weird shit where you can... Although you can only probably do so many quests, right? So, I mean, I wonder if there's like a max you can obtain. I'm sure someone's figured that one out by now. Everything should be repaired and in order. I'm going to check quickly to make sure. Just sorting out my chat. If I go to the repair menu, there is nothing to repair, so we're all full HP. All the weapons have been upgraded again. Let's check out my final stats before we go into the end of the game. They're not that high. I'm only level 26. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can get way higher than that. And if I ever wanted to grind even harder, I would, because I still have lots of quests to beat. I think there's going to be a hard stop. I'm actually really sad that there's going to be a hard stop, but I have a feeling there's a hard stop in this game, which really makes me sad. This is like the one thing they really shouldn't have did, was made a hard stop. You were about to start the labyrinth and to determine the fate of the Hellstown colony. Yeah. So this is endgame. This is basically really... This is fuck off learn. This is like, hey, endgame. I'm actually gonna duplicate my save. In case I decide to come back and play on this character one day. Literally the only reason for that. Other than that, yes, I want to continue. Well, save over the top one.
I am pleased to inform you that we have arrived at the labyrinth. Please be advised that the punishment for trespassing is execution. Please be advised that electrical storms on the surface of Tartarus make departure impossible at this time.
We can't actually leave again.
Oh, speak of the devil. Captain, I am receiving a transmission from the prison's docking authority now.
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. This is a maximum security installation. Your presence here is an explicit violation of UDL corporate policy. You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket detailing your crimes has been filed and notarized, at which point your vessel will be seized and you will be executed. UDL does appreciate the courtesy you've done us by delivering yourself here. As a show of our deepest gratitude, we will make your execution quite swift. All right. I'm feeling generous. I'm transmitting the idea of a productive, law-abiding employee so you can see what one looks like before you die. Anyway, Tartarus Docking Authority signing up. Hang on.
Thanks for the credentials.
Another ship just pulled into your dock. Wait, is that from the Groundbreaker? What the... Pay no mind to that. Just have a pleasant day.
Transmission terminated. Biometric ID received. Transferring data to external cartridge. How can I be of assistance? Goodbye. Good luck, Captain.
Thanks, Kat. We never actually got a companion. When I do the hardcore Let's Play, I'll try to get all companions. And I'll try to do every quest. On hardcore, I don't think I'll play permadeath. Maybe they'll. I'm guessing a third Let's Play in a couple months or years or whatever when the game is matured and everybody's learned it. I think I'll do a permadeath maybe. I don't really. I mean, I honestly wouldn't be that hard. I mean, I'm only on normal right now, so fair enough. But only 2 difficulties higher. Like, there's only about 4 or 5 other times where I would have died. Like, if I play the game like 3 times, I feel like I could permadeath it no problem. I don't think it's actually meant to be that hard to permadeath, to be honest. It doesn't feel like Fallout or anything when it comes to that specifics. It doesn't feel like it's supposed to be super hard to complete. It was a little more casual, which is a good thing in its own way. The hardcore could be way harder than I'm expecting. I'm expecting it to be a little hard, but like... We'll see. We'll see how this gun works, by the way. Holy shit. I knew it had a neutron ray. It's N-ray, right? Which I'm guessing is neutron ray. I'm just guessing that's neutron ray. Damage type N-ray. Yeah, neutron ray. I'm just guessing. Someone in the comments can tell me if I'm wrong.
The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not while I breathe. Push on, Mark.
Oh, let's go, dude. I knew we'd have allies. The damage seems to eventually stack. And it does damage to other things that have... Interesting. Can I damage allies with it by accident? It seems to try. I'm not sure if it succeeds. I didn't know it was going to be triple burst, by the way, but it is, so... Fresh woolly milk? Nice, dude. Pog. I'm definitely picking all these up in case I need them. I need one more mag pick for that. Although I don't think I want to pick that. And the reason for that would be I feel like if I need it later, I want the mag picks rather than having used them on, like... I feel like if I can get one more, I'll use it there. That'd be the best place. Take a quick peek. Would be nice. Quick cartridge. Mardet. All our allies now, by the way. Retro rockets. What's a retro rocket? Handy, I'm guessing. We're now storming a prison to save a friend, and we're getting help. It's weird that we get help for this. Like, this specific thing. Like, I feel like they wouldn't necessarily want to free Phineas, no matter how much I'm into freeing Phineas, you know? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I definitely feel like they'd help me, except for how much I helped them in the past.
Keen on walking into a prison. They lock me up, I'm liable to kill everyone trying to get back out.
This might
Then
be
let's
the
not get locked up.
loneliest place in the whole system.
This game does have a good atmosphere, though. Like, the way it just talks to you and stuff like that. Sometimes. Almost always.
Let's look around. There's gotta be a few ways through here.
Technicians, troopers, access to the pit. I feel like shooting is probably the best way to go about this, no joke. I'm gonna kite for now. I definitely went the wrong way. I don't think running actually depletes that bar any quicker. Yeah, it definitely doesn't deplete it any quicker. It's just simply you're moving faster, so you end up losing it quicker because you're moving. Sure. I can definitely talk my way out of the first time I get caught. I can honestly probably talk my way out of it about 4 or 5 times. Here. Well, we made it through the first area stealthily, and I wanted to do that, so good. My poor controller's falling apart. How long have I played this game for? On screen, probably like 12 plus hours. 12 to 15 hours probably on screen. If I go to save, it says I played for 1 day, 12 hours. There you go. Well, 11 and some. Wait, to get my cooldown back, I have to literally, and I mean literally, go back through a transition. I'll just get caught instead. It's easier that way. Go as far as humanly possible without getting caught, though. I go all the way over here. Get caught by maybe the next guy. Get cover behind this block.
Hey, are you new here?
See, yeah. These guys.
More staff. Oh, no. Don't tell anyone. Whew. Thank you.
Are you talking while on shift? Unbelievable. This won't get me in trouble, will it? Oh yeah, apparently. You gonna stay there? I won't be able to stay. Oh, wait. Am I stupid?
Something's not right. Lawbreak.
Let's get caught here.
Something about you doesn't look right. No, I meant your uniform. There's something about it. Ah, damn. Lucky you.
Yeah, that's my last persuade. It goes up 20 every time, so 70 persuade is enough for me. But I might be at 69 depending on what's buffing it or not buffing it.
Well, look who it is. I'll be damned. I was prepping the studio for our announcement, and here you are as a bonus. I had heard you'd taken a mechanic under your wing. What's the matter, girl? Couldn't find actual employment?
The captain's treated me right. Better than any of you bored folk ever have. I'm exactly where I want to be.
Ah, I knew I smelled Monarch when you lot walked in. The stench of sulfur, depression, and desperate bravado is unmistakable.
Keep talking, and you'll be smelling iron. Ain't nobody so important I won't put a bullet in.
When you go off and get yourself shot, try to avoid taking one to the face. I'll want it recognizable to show to my citizens. My word! You've correctly identified the most recognizable man in the colony. Remarkable. It's a wonder what Phineas saw in you. Then again, he's an insane person. Thankfully, he's our insane person now. A proper company man. Yes, he is an extraordinarily obstinate fellow, isn't he? Fine, he isn't working for us per se. Semantics, he'll come around. But that's between us. As far as my adoring citizens will know, we've turned a dangerous crackpot into a working-class man. It's a miracle. Oh yes, go on, wake them up, add more mouths to feed. That'll solve our starvation problems. I don't know what half-baked plans that simpleton in a lab coat has been leading you through, but it's done. It's over. Let me ask you something, Captain. Have you at any point thought about not fucking up our entire society?
We're helping, which is more than you can say.
I'm making actual progress towards stabilization and recovery. You're just getting in the way. Oh, right. This coming from the psychopathic outlaw. Yes, I'll try to be more open-minded about your path of wanton dissent. We don't need. I'll admit, there's no shortage of talent in the scientists and engineers there. Look, I'm not an unreasonable man. If you manage to storm the castle, as it were, and make it out of here with Phineas alive, I can't exactly afford more havoc than you've already caused. Fine. If you survive, you'll need someone to sell the rest of the board.
I was about to shoot him in the face. I was getting so annoyed with him, dude. Holy shit.
Nice. Calm before the storm and all that.
Whatever comes of this, I'm just real glad to know you all.
You'll be fine, Pavardi. Reading chat.
Captain, you have an uncanny talent for complicating my life. You've disrupted the balance of power. You've upset the natural order of things. You've introduced uncertainty, and there is nothing I despise more than uncertainty. Do you imagine you're leading some grand revolutionary army? I never imagined I'd see the day the Mardettes assaulted my prison. Yet here we are.
Like a
You're
scam?
nothing
Fun.
but a rabble-rouser. I'm going to put an end to your little rebellion, and then I'm going to have you and your associates arrested. I have no intention of dying on Tartarus, Captain. Not when there's so much work left to do. I admit I miscalculated the extent of your influence. The board's plan never accounted for you. This is a mistake I intend to correct. I have Dr. Wells in my custody. Once I've secured his cooperation, I can move forward with the program. I can repair the damage you've done. I can set things right. Fair enough. I'm giving you exactly one chance to parley with me. This prison is equipped with an automechanical warden. I've had it programmed to eliminate you on sight and rinse your remains down a drain. And don't worry, I will inform Dr. Wells that you died heroically or something.
I'm not dying to a mechanical, dude. That's not going to be enough. I don't care what kind of boss it is. Yeah, I don't care what you are. You aren't killing me. I don't really see how you're going to succeed in that one there, buddy. I don't know. Am I really being body blocked? Okay. Look how he's called Ram when you just tried to ram me. I think that's hilarious. See what this does. It's a shield, got it. Ow. I'm real sick of these fucking combat drones already, that's for sure. Oh, they're only allowed so many at once? That's weird. You see that? How some of them just died there for no reason? Okay. I know, it was really silent there. So. Well, that was hard, wasn't it?
You made it. I can hardly believe my eyes. You didn't have to do this, you know. Risk your life just to save mine. No, I expect they didn't. You're a force of nature, aren't you? You've left the board in tatters, but Halcyon is still on the verge of starvation. I just hope we're not too late. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever. Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals, nothing. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
So we've got to make do on our own. Seems to me that'll make us stronger in the end anyhow.
You're quite right. We've got no choice but to make do on our own.
You mean we're all alone out here? Really alone?
I'm afraid so, Miss Holcomb. Halcyon is the only home we have left. Returning to Earth is no longer an option. Earth isn't going to help us. No one's going to help us now. We're alone out here, and I don't know if we're going to survive. I had hoped your fellow colonists might hold the key to saving Halcyon, but I don't have nearly enough chemicals to revive them all. I'll do what I can. I just hope it's not too late. It's time I return to my lab. I'll try to save as many of the Hope's colonists as I can. You're under no obligation to help me. You've done... The chairman? I don't know why you let that heartless creature live, but I'll have to trust your judgment. We were going to save this colony, you know. That's what I told myself when I pulled you from the Hope. You and I were going to set everything right. Now, I don't know what to think. Earth is gone, and we're going to need a miracle to survive another generation. I always suspected Halcyon might collapse one day. I just thought we would have more time.
My hair's short now? It is short now, chat. I wonder if this is the end of the game and it just teleports us to 10 years from now, and if I had made the right decisions, we win, or like what? Is the game over? Am I gonna have to make decisions? What's going on?
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan.
Oh,
but
we're done.
The stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale,
I'm gonna
his
let this
actions
talk.
altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists: engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Left unchecked, the war on Monarch consumed both MSI and the Iconoclasts. And when the sulfur cloud settled, only stragglers from both factions remained. Some found their way to Sublight, some to Terra 2, and some lived their final years fighting for food in the wilderness. In the end, only the beasts remained. Consumed by paranoia, Lilia Hagen took Sublight Salvage in a controversial direction, openly accusing board officials of an extraterrestrial conspiracy. One day, an accident at the Groundbreaker's docking bay silenced her forever. Time would tell if her replacement could keep the Sublight family together. Adelaide McDevitt replaced Reed Thompson as the leader of Edgewater. She and her followers transformed Edgewater in their image. Anyone loyal to Reed was pressured into leaving town, and those who stayed behind adapted to her way of life. Adelaide transformed the old cannery into a new garden. The nearby Edgewater Cemetery provided a convenient source of fertilizer. As for Reed Thompson, it was said that he lasted exactly 2 days outside the walls of Edgewater. Years later, a marauder was found in possession of his hat. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the Groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the Groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with 2 hands. As much as he enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, the vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to live out the life he had sought so long to create. He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms again to defend the defenseless. Unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was finally at peace. Though Parvati eventually grew comfortable aboard the Unreliable, she never quite came out of her shell. She seemed to prefer the company of Ada to the crew, and she could often be found neck-deep in cables and grease, telling Ada funny stories from her childhood. While the colony fell into chaos, she found an island of relative peace with Ada, and they formed an unusual bond. She decided to remain aboard the Unreliable permanently as its chief and sole engineer. As hard as she tried to drink them away, Nyoka's memories eventually overcame her. Traveling with the crew served as a constant reminder of the family she'd lost, and so she eventually returned to Monarch to get back to what she found most comfortable: the deep end of a bottle and the far end of a trail. Few have seen her since, but travelers often swear they hear her and her machine gun in the night, screaming swears and spitting bullets. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. Chairman Rockwell served as the public face for the changes in Halcyon to come. Whenever you needed strings pulled or a voice to sell a policy change, Rockwell was only too happy to oblige. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He was never able to come to terms with his own past, troubled by the decision of placing all his faith in the first colonist he ever revived, the infamous captain of the Unreliable. The revival project yielded mixed results. Phineas, weighed down by limited support and his own guilt, struggled to revive more than a handful of scientists and engineers. They made a heroic effort to solve the colony's problems, but with small numbers and facing long odds, their solutions never caught on. Only a few of the Hope's colonists were successfully revived. Wells died before he could see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a haunted man, crushed by the guilt of his failures.
Pepe hands, dude.
Small, petty factions squabble over what remains of the colony. Every attempt to reach out to Halcyon's neighbors is met with silence. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? You brought an end to the chaos on Tartarus and made Chairman Rockwell your own puppet, a role he was all too eager to play. The colony never realized you were the true power behind the new administration. By acting vicariously through agents and third parties, you controlled Halcyon from the shadows. As a result, Halcyon survived the turbulent years that were to follow. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
It has a hard stop, doesn't it? I don't need the credits. No offense to anybody that made the game. You did great. Continue. I'm just curious where it puts us. I'm guessing it puts us back at either my last save file or back on my ship before I actually hit the hard stop. If there's a hard stop, I don't have to tell you, chat. Kind of sad. It's like the one thing I think I hate about the game. There's not much that I disliked about this game, but it having a hard stop is a bit of an interesting decision. I think it's... A lot of games that don't have hard stops make you play like the reality where... Even sometimes they bother to make side missions. Like, there could be side missions where you're helping the minister now, and you have to make decisions. I'm just saying, like, whilst this game was really good, and this, because all this is me shooting her in the head again.
pretty good at this.
Which is always fun. Because, you absolutely just dominate. Is there anything to loot in this room? Because there would be no point in looting it. Nope. What's up? But, yeah, why do you get like 93k XP? So you can hit max level at the end of the game? Here. Let's save that file. Because we're max rank. Well, max rank we're ever going to get on this Let's Play. I'll see you guys for hardcore of this. I don't know what the next Let's Play will be, but I'm going to play hardcore of this soon for fun. I don't know what the next Let's Play besides this game will be either, if we don't do something in between. I want to still play Star Wars, by the way. We did upload episode 1 of that, I think. That might be a spoiler. I don't know if I ever uploaded that. Holy shit. I'll see you guys for whatever we do next, though.